Hi, my name is Owen Mason, and this is my Physics 2212 Lab 2 on line of charge tapes. In this lab, we're going to have an introduction of what we will learn in this lab and the key concepts and setup. Next will be the computational models through GlowScript, the results, and then discussion questions after that. In this lab, we are utilizing Coulomb's law, electric field, and force of gravity, the same things we analyzed in Lab 1. But in this lab, we are expanding on these concepts and analyzing the idea of partial charges and line charges across a strip. In this lab, we are using the same constants from Lab 1, mass of 0.001 kilograms, the same distance between tapes measured in 0.0235 meters, 0.2 meter long tape, and the same constants for K and the charge of a proton and the force of gravity. Lab, we used GlowScript to create the models and analyze the idea of a line of charges. First, we have the same function we used before to calculate the electric field of the charge this time. And then to create the idea of a line of charges, we utilized a for loop that will separate the charge into sections of pieces, and we'll run through the whole line of tape calculating the different position vectors and electric fields from the line of charges onto each other. From this, we can create arrows for the line of charges and add them together to create the total electric field. We generate from after running the code. This is the charge that we were able to determine for the tape after altering the charge to calculate that the force of gravity would equal the magnitude of the electric force, because in this experiment the net electric force would be 0 because the tapes are stationary. As you can see, this is much greater than the charge we determined in the lab. Was to compare the two ideas of utilizing a point charge versus just a line versus a line of charges. By using the charge we determined in Lab 1, in the circumstance of using a line of charges, this would not be enough force to counteract the force of gravity. So we know that it was probably an inaccurate analysis. While compared to the other charge that would balance out gravity using the line of charges, it is much greater, around 5 times greater than the line of charges. Why do these estimates differ? What value is more likely to be the real value and why? These estimates differ because they're both calculated using very different methods, one using just a single point charge versus a line of charges. Which one is closer to the value and accurate? The line of charges will most likely be a much more accurate representation of the charges of the tape, because when the tape is charged and ripped off the other tape and attracts the electrons are not just located in a single point in the center like we analyzed in Lab 1, but it is spread all across the tape like a line, more similar to the line of charges analysis. So that is most likely the accurate